These days, I'm all about quality over quantity, especially in my closet. If it's not well made and versatile, it's just not worth it to me. That's honestly why I love Quince. The fabrics feel elevated, the cuts are thoughtful, and the pricing actually makes sense. Quince works directly with safe, ethical factories and cuts out the middlemen. You're not paying for brand markup or fancy retail stores, just quality clothing. Quince uses 100% European linen. Their cotton poplin is crisp and holds its shape. The gauze is soft without being flimsy. Everything Quince makes is built up to hold up season after season. The stitching, the fit, the fabrics, these are pieces that you will reach for over and over. Quince clothing is consistently rated 4.5 to 5 stars by thousands of customers. Real people wearing these pieces every day and actually loving them. Now, I got to tell you, the Quince linen pants don't wrinkle like every other linen I've owned. They look so put together without trying too hard, and I am telling you, you got to go and get some. Stop waiting to build the wardrobe that you actually want. You don't need a closet full of options. You need pieces that work. So right now, go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to wear it and to love it, and you will. It's now available in Canada too. Don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to quince.com/Kate Casey for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Kate Casey. I wake up pretty early. I've got kids to get out the door for school, emails to answer, and often early morning interviews with guests halfway around the globe. So low energy is always an issue. I've implemented Wellco's The Super Elixir into my day. You guys, it's made a huge difference. First of all, I love the taste, pineapple and lime. It's refreshingly tropical with a tangy fruit-forward taste that lightens the greens flavor. But my favorite part is my enhanced energy. I feel improved gut health, less bloated and puffy, healthier skin, hair, and nails, and really how easy it is to stick with. So I mix it with water, and it's the easiest new part of my daily habits. It's a simple routine with complex benefits. The Wellco Super Elixir Daily All-in-One Greens Powder has over 40 thoughtfully selected ingredients. Wellco's founder, Elle McPherson, uses the Super Elixir daily for thriving through menopause. It has a naturally delicious flavor. It mixes easily with water or smoothies, making it simple, enjoyable routine that you can stick to every single day. Right now, get 15% off the Super Elixir at wellco.com and use Kate Casey 15 at checkout. Try it for yourself and feel a difference within weeks. That's WELLECO.com, code Kate Casey 15 at checkout for 15% off the Super Elixir. 15% off at WELLECO.com, promo code Kate Casey 15, first time orders only. It's 2026, and if you're still paying rent without Built, it's time for a change. Built is the loyalty program for renters that rewards you for your biggest monthly expense, rent. With Built, every rent payment earns you points that can be used toward flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com purchases, and so much more. And here's something I'm really excited about. Now Built members can earn points on mortgage payments for the first time. So that means you can get rewarded wherever you live and unlock exclusive benefits from more than 45,000 restaurants. So I'm redeeming points through gift cards. I know my kids and their friends all love a gift card for a present. It's simple. Paying rent is better with Built. And now owning a home can be better with Built too. Earn rewards and get something back wherever you live. Join the loyalty program for renters at joinbuilt.com/KKC. That's joinbilt.com/KateCasey. And make sure to use my URL so they know that I sent you.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey, and welcome back for this What to Watch episode. This is going to be your list for March 9th through March 16th. And I've got everything from high-stakes culinary competitions and investigative documentaries to reality show chaos. I've got cult exposés and a real-life family power struggle that literally inspired HBO's Succession. So if you're planning to view a bunch of different things this week, I have you covered. I have so many different options. Again, as always, make sure that you are subscribed to this podcast and leave a 5-star review. I hope that you're checking out the bonus podcast too. The last episode I just did is about the Alexander brothers in Miami. And my friend Billy is making a documentary about it right now. We are at the end of the trial, and I think that you will be most interested in this case because there's ties to Epstein and celebrities. So make sure you go and check out the bonus episode. It's available on Apple Podcast and on Patreon at patreon.com/KKC. And then, of course, make sure that you join the Facebook group. And this list exists for you to find stuff to watch all the time. So if you go to katecasey.substack.com, you can also check out all of the archive lists. So maybe there's something that you've been really made to watch, but didn't come across it for whatever reason. You can go look back through old lists and find it. And also, I've got great articles and lots of bonus extra stuff. So make sure you go check that out. Okay, so let's start with one of the most beloved competition shows on television. Top Chef returns March 9th on Bravo. I was just thinking the other day about when I started my podcast, I had Richard Blais on. It was one of the first seasons of Top Chef. And my Lord, has that show just become bigger and bigger and bigger. So Top Chef this season, the judges are heading south to the Carolinas, which I kind of love because if you've ever traveled down there, they definitely have their own specific way of cooking and spices and vegetables, all of that. So Kristen Kish is back as the host alongside longtime judges Tom Colicchio and Gail Simmons. And of course, Kristen, was just on The Traitors. So the location alone makes the season intriguing because the Carolinas have one of the richest culinary traditions in the U.S. You've got everything from low country seafood to regional barbecue rivalries and influences that have helped shape Southern cuisine for generations. Part of what has kept Top Chef so relevant over the 2 decades is that it's not just a cooking competition, it's also a storytelling platform for chefs. We have, like I said, Richard Blais. He's gone on to do massive things. Over the years, we've watched some of these contestants bring their personal histories, their cultural traditions, their culinary philosophies to the plate. So I think the show has evolved to highlight regional food culture. So when they base a season in a specific area, the challenges tend to draw heavily from, the ingredients of the area. I really love this show, and I don't watch every single episode, but I kind of dip in and out. And I think that you're going to enjoy watching this season. So again, it returns on March 9th on Bravo, and just kind of an inspiring show. Do I always cook? No. But do I love getting inspiration from it? Absolutely. And also, if you enjoy food shows that balance competition with genuine respect for culinary craft, this is definitely one of the best shows on TV. And then, of course, the show's format remains one of the strongest in reality TV because each episode features these high-pressure challenges that I think test not just creativity and technique, but also speed. And it's got everything from restaurant takeovers to these elaborate tasting menus. So it's that rare reality competition where the judging actually feels, it feels more serious, thoughtful, grounded in expertise. And Tom Colicchio's critiques can be brutal, but they're almost always fair. I'm thinking of that clip of when he went over to Meghan Markle's show was on air, which of course, is no longer with us. Anyway, there's so many cooking shows and lifestyle shows. I was just thinking of Meghan's show and how much it reminded me of Pamela Anderson's show, which of all the lifestyle shows, I think Pamela Anderson had the best one. And I can understand why Meghan Markle's team used that for inspiration because it's just so beautifully shot. Go and check out Pamela Anderson's show. I think you can watch it on Hulu. Anyway, if you love Top Chef, go check out Pamela Anderson's lifestyle show. Also premiering March 9th is the Ultimate Baking Championship on Food Network. Now, this show leans into the highly technical world of pastry, which is arguably the most precise and difficult corner of the culinary world. My mom was a pastry chef, so I know just how specific that technique and expertise is. So baking is not forgiving. Measurements have to be exact, temperatures matter, and timing is everything. My mom always said, if you were a good baker, you could be a good doctor. And of course, she went on to get into nursing. So I'm sure there is some truth to that. You meet some people and they're like, I'm a great chef. I can just whip something up. Not the same thing than making pastries. So this one is hosted by Jesse Palmer and also with famed pastry chef Duff Goldman, who by the way, I think Duff Goldman has been a guest on the show. Anyway, he's serving as a judge alongside rotating guest experts. Competitors are challenged to demonstrate the core pastry techniques, and you can get so inspired by that. They're going to show you how laminated doughs and sugar work and intricate cake design in a way that I don't think any other show really gets down to it. So you're going to get inspired, but if you're somebody who already bakes, I think you're going to find so fascinating just what an elite level they're working at. Now, if you've ever watched a baking competition and you wondered, how can someone construct a towering dessert sculpture that looks like it belongs in a museum? I think that this is absolutely going to be the show that scratches that itch. Pastry chefs often approach desserts, I would say, in the same way that an architect approaches buildings. So you're about balancing structure and flavor and aesthetics. This is why I would never be a great pastry chef. And it's also fun because the stakes feel oddly calming, which is so weird compared to the other reality competitions. So I think your kids will like it too. Now, for documentary fans, Fukushima, A Nuclear Nightmare premieres on March 10th on HBO. And this one is incredibly gripping. I've long been fascinated by this most upsetting moment in history. And over the years, I've watched a couple different documentaries on Fukushima. And I still can't, I'm in disbelief. It's not as if it happened that long ago. So it reconstructs the 9 days following the 2011 Fukushima nuclear disaster in Japan, one of the worst nuclear crises since Chernobyl. So instead of simply summarizing the event, I don't know, from a historical perspective, this film is different because it takes a real life approach. So it shows how the crisis unfolded hour by hour. So kind of one of those heart pounding moments. It follows the engineers inside the power plant control rooms who are desperately trying to prevent a full reactor meltdown after the massive earthquake and then the tsunami knocked out its critical systems. At the same time, it examines the political leaders who were forced to make these impossible decisions while information was still incomplete. So disaster documentaries like this can be incredibly powerful because they highlight the human element behind the global events. And that's what I think is most important. When you hear about nuclear accidents in the news, the scale can feel sort of abstract. But when you zoom in on the individuals, so where I'm talking the engineers and the first responders and the local residents, the story becomes much more visceral. So in this one, it also raises fascinating questions about risk and infrastructure, but also the challenges of managing complex systems in moments of crisis. So I'm recommending that as well. I know you've heard it. I've heard it too. Therapy is too expensive. It used to be the end of the conversation, but what if it didn't have to be? With Grow Therapy, care is designed to be affordable, insurance-friendly, and easy to understand. No subscriptions, just support that fits your life and your budget. So whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you and not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent, licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance and at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments, and you just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time, and I know that therapy has been so beneficial to me. Whatever challenges that you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0, depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/Kate Casey today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/Kate Casey. growtherapy.com/Kate Casey. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan. With so many options for weight loss treatment plans, it can be hard to know what's the best choice, who to trust, what to know about side effects, and if something's even going to work. And that's why Hers offers access to doctor-developed treatment plans that are personalized to you. Through Hers, you're connected with a medical provider who determines if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment plan is personalized to support you in reaching your goals. Plus, you can access a range of treatment options, like oral medication kits or GLP-1 injectables. Hers goes beyond medication by offering access to ongoing care, dosage and medication adjustments, lifestyle and nutrition tips, and 24/7 support with no hidden costs or membership fees. And with options starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront in full, Hers provides access to options that fit your goals and your budget. And they even offer the convenience of 100% online care with licensed providers on the other side who learn your story and create a personalized plan to deliver healthy progress that you can maintain. So no more yo-yoing, just steady results. So feel like your best self again. Visit forhers.com/Kate Casey to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers.com/Kate Casey. forhers.com/Kate Casey. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded drug products are not approved or evaluated for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details. Important safety information and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Refresh your space and make your home work better for you with Wayfair. From furniture and decor to organization solutions and outdoor essentials, Wayfair makes it easy to find exactly what fits your style and needs. Upgrade your space with quality pieces that work within your budget, plus enjoy fast shipping and easy assembly options. Right now, our home project is organization. I'm talking closet systems, storage solutions, garage organization. I just got some kitchen pantry pull-out tray drawers, woven baskets, and closet decorative bins. And I love Wayfair because installation and assembly services are available for a truly seamless experience. Thousands of 5-star reviews help you shop with confidence. It's so easy to order, the delivery feels like lightning, and now everything looks nice and not like 5 kids have torn through the house. You can find furniture, decor, and essentials that fit your unique style and budget. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Now, another documentary worth watching this week is Louis Theroux Inside the Manosphere, which premieres on Netflix March 11th. If you have seen Louis Theroux's work before, you know that his documentaries have this particular style. He approaches controversial, or I would say unusual communities with this calm, almost disarming curiosity. So he doesn't shout or aggressively confront people. Instead, he asks simple questions and then lets people talk. That approach often leads to these incredibly revealing moments. And I really respect that style. So in the documentary, he investigates the online ecosystem often referred to as the manosphere, which is a network of influencers, content creators, and communities that promote extremely rigid ideas about masculinity, relationships, and gender roles. Some of these figures have gained enormous audiences online, particularly among young men. And he explores how these communities operate, why they resonate with certain audiences, and how their messages spread through social media. One of the reasons his documentaries are so compelling is that he allows the viewers to see these worlds up close and without immediately filtering them through commentary. So obviously it can be uncomfortable at times, but I think it's very deeply informative. You cannot miss Love is Blind, The Reunion, which airs on March 11th. And if you've watched the latest season, you already know that the reunions are where everything truly could explode. Chris is a little bit concerned there may not be much meat on the bone, but I'm really eager to see all of the cast members in their moment now. I would hope that there's a little bit of introspection, but then again, they all joined a reality show, so I don't know how possible that is. If you have not listened to our 4-part series, you got to go back and listen. Endlessly funny. The show has been really entertaining to watch. I've enjoyed it so much. So again, you know, it's a show that's built on singles dating in pods where they can talk, but they can't see each other. So they get engaged before they meet face to face. And then the show follows them as they attempt to build a real world relationship, which in many cases feels like impossible because number one, they may not even be attracted to the person after they see them for the first time. Cast members confront each other about things that happened during filming, and then the secrets are revealed, and then we get updates on which couples actually survived after the cameras stopped rolling. So I'm excited for that, and Chris and I will be covering it. Also premiering on March 11th is Dirty Rotten Scandals, America's Next Top Model on E!, which takes a different look at the show that once dominated reality TV. As you know, I've recently covered the Netflix documentary about the same subject and interviewed the filmmakers. So this one, I'm sure they were rushed to put out. I think it was filmed quite a bit some time ago, and they were surprised that the Netflix one probably beat them. This series features interviews with contestants who describe the pressures that they faced during filming. So intense emotional manipulation to, of course, questionable production decisions that they say affected their careers and their mental health. So again, why do you watch these? Well, because they revisit a piece of pop culture that millions of people watched at the time, but of course with new context, which I think is important that we do time to time. Now, on March 12th, Hulu premieres The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which follows a group of Mormon influencers navigating, at this point, I would say, fame and shifting expectations. So we're going to, circle back with the women and see where their lives are now. As always, they're balancing faith and family and friendships and the pressures that come with being public figures online. And with each season, it's interesting to see how their lives shift. What I find most interesting about this show is a group of women, and they are the breadwinners in a patriarchal place, and how that works out in a place where women were not particularly the breadwinners. And on top of that, they have all of this fame and the attention that comes with it. So check it out. And then March 13th, you've got Dynasty, the Murdochs on Netflix. This is a 4-part series which examines the Murdoch media empire and the intense succession battle among Rupert Murdoch's children. So, of course, Rupert Murdoch built one of the most powerful media organizations in the world. He controls outlets like Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. But as he's aged, there are all these questions about who would ultimately inherit control of the empire, created enormous tension with the family. So this one focuses on the rivalry between his sons, Lachlan and James. Now, Lachlan is widely seen as his chosen successor and has remained closely aligned with the company's leadership. James, on the other hand, has publicly distanced himself from the political direction. And then the series also examines the roles of his daughters, Elizabeth and Prudence, along with the complicated legal structure of the Murdoch family trust, which ultimately determines who will control the company. This one is directed by Liz Garbus, and she's fantastic. And she's taking a deeply investigative approach. She's drawing on internal emails, texts, and interviews with journalists and media insiders. I will definitely be covering that. And then for the kids, on March 13th, you can watch It's Dorothy on Peacock. This explores the cultural legacy of one of the most iconic characters in film history, Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. This documentary traces the many actresses who have played Dorothy over the years, beginning with Judy Garland's unforgettable performance. Now, that movie was made in 1939 and continues through later interpretations, including Diana Ross in The Wiz. And then finally, Twisted Yoga premieres March 13th on Apple TV. This series follows a group of international yoga students who traveled in search of spiritual enlightenment, but they eventually found themselves entangled in this disturbing organization led by a Romanian guru named Gregorian. And the group operated yoga studios around the world, promoted tantric rituals that were presented as spiritual practices, God help us all. But over time, several members began to question the organization's structure and leadership. So the documentary follows the women who eventually came forward with allegations that led to criminal charges in France, including accusations of human trafficking, kidnapping, and sexual exploitation. So the stories are about charismatic spiritual leaders, often revealed, of course, the complex psychological dynamics. That, to me, is the most interesting part. So in this case, there are people that are joining. They're, always well-meaning, right? They're seeking meaning and connection, but the systems that they enter into can become deeply manipulative. If anything, I think people like to watch them so they can figure out how to protect themselves or maybe identify crazy behavior that they are witness to. So that is the list this week. Of course, go to katecasey.substack.com to get access to the full list. Join the Facebook group Reality Life with Kate Casey. Make sure you listen to the bonus podcast. Please don't miss out on that one. Apple Podcast, on Patreon. And then, of course, follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at KatecaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. Do not miss out on that episode with Krista Rosa about the Love is Blind reunion this week. So many good episodes. Make sure you check out all of the ones I did last week. I thought last week was one of my favorite weeks I've done episodes. So make sure that you check it out.
Did you know that parents rank teaching financial literacy as the toughest life skill? That's where Greenlight comes in, the debit card and money app made for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and track spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn how to earn, save, and spend responsibly, while parents have peace of mind knowing smart money habits are being built with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/trygreenlight. That's greenlight.com/trygreenlight.